Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Now, I will start again to clear out the doubts that many have going up to the third stage. Now, why the confusion? Why the difficulty to understand the third step? Let me explain. The first step, you learn the attributes of Allah. His greatness, His infinity, all His attributes. Step 2, you learn about His relationship with His creation. So that is second step, and it's very important. You must know very well the first step. And then when you go to the second step, it's in His relationship with His creation. You must know so very well. And at the end of the day, you are no longer ignorant. And you fully understood what Imam Ghazali said. If you know your God, you know yourself, you don't exist. Now this is very important because Imam Ahmad Rifai berkata or said that you be given knowledge that you will not be ignorant anymore. So you must be fully well versed of the first and the second step. And when you go to the third step, you won't be confused. Because the third step required you to go in without carrying the baggage of the first and the second step. You go into the third step like a baby just born. So if you don't have complete understanding 1 and 2, you go into 3, definitely you'll be confused. Definitely you cannot understand. So my advice for this people who cannot understand, you cannot listen to the lecture of Pak Deka and Jafar. You cannot. You must go back to Azmi. You must go back to Iki. That lady is also very good. They are at the first and the second step. Learn back, relearn. Or go back to YouTube, my previous lecture, relearn back until you are so solid. You go into 3, no problem. But in 1 and 2, you are not solid. You cannot, because you must reach that level that Imam Ahmad Rafi say, you'll be taught knowledge that you won't be ignorant anymore. So when you reach the second step, you must understood it very well. Okay? Once you understood very well, you go into the third step like a child being reborn. You went into the door of the third step, surrendering yourself 100% to Allah. But this third step is to learn about the Almighty. To learn about Almighty, you must start with His subtle self first. Then the greater self, then Himself. We are still at the subtle self, but you cannot understand the subtle self if you have got no complete understanding of step 1 and step 2. You cannot jump like that. So if you continue, you must go back to the lecture in the YouTube, or you go back to Azmi, you go back to Iki, and if Tuti is lecturing, you can go back to her. Once you are solid there, as Abba say, that you are given the knowledge, there's no longer ignorant. That means you are fully versed with his attributes, you are fully versed with his relationship with his creation. Then you go into the third step, you learn about the Creator himself. But you cannot learn the Creator himself before you learn of his subtle self, then the greater self, then him. We are still at the subtle self. You are not if you don't have complete understanding of first step and second step, you go into the third step, you'll be confused. Whether you're following my lecture or Padeka, or you follow Jaffa, you'll be confused because you are totally in a different role. In the third step, we talk only about the subtle self. We have not gone to the greater self, the subtle self. We don't touch the second step and the first step. So you don't carry the baggage of the first step and second step into the third step. Not to carry the baggage, you must have complete understanding, no more ignorant. Then you can go into the third step. If you second step still not steady, don't have complete understanding, first step also you don't have the complete understanding, then you go into the third step. No way. The third step is meant for those who have complete understanding of the first and the second step. And we didn't leave you strangled there or dangling there. You go back to Azmi, and you go back, Pak Mansur. Pak Mansur, okay, Pak Mansur, Azmi, Kiki, go back. Have next time we have the Sufi again, Isa, and this Pak Aziz. They can guide you back the first, and you must have complete understanding of first and second step. You be taught knowledge, and you are no longer ignorant. If you cannot understand the first and the second step, you can't understand the third step. And that's why the grumbling was so difficult, so confusing. Of course, you are not well versed in the second step and the first step. So go back, relearn it from the YouTube, or relearn from Azmi, Iki, Isa, Pak Mansur, Pak Aziz. They can help you with the second step. Until you have solid understanding, then you go to the third step. Because third step require like a child reborn, totally 100% surrender to Allah, and not carrying any baggage from the first and the second step. Then you'll be okay. So if you have complete understanding of first and second step, welcome. I'm lecturing in English, but there's Padeka, there's Jaffa, who can help you. Malaysian, Jaffa, and Indonesian Padeka, they can help you. These are people who are personally guided by me every week. Alhamdulillah, inshallah. They can get, but you must have complete understanding first and second. No way you can jump if you don't have complete understanding, because now the world has become more and more open. Questions are being asked about Allah. Tough questions that the ulama of the Sharia find difficulties to answer. And you don't understood this 1 and 2. You can't go to 3. First step, you must achieve the knowledge of God. You must know in the sophistic way His greatness. All His greatness. If you can understand it, no problem like how vast He, how tall He is, how great He is, how He sees, all you must know very well. So these are questions that will be asked, especially from children. How Allah sees, how Allah hears, how come He's so vast I can't see. All these are simple stage. First. Second stage, you must be able to answer why we follow His predestination, takdir, and yet we go into hell. Why are not we being asked to be man or woman? Why am I born defective, handicapped, started? If He's so merciful, why He caused a tsunami to come down, or earthquake, or flood, famine, diseases? Why? Why a person live 30 years as unbelievers, 30 years as unbelievers, and yet he's tortured in hell forever? Where is the justice? He lived 30 years as an unbeliever, he died. But in hell, he burned back to life, forever. Where is the justice of 30 years and forever? These are tough questions. Even a question was posed to Dr. Naik. He could not answer. Why, if we follow His predestination, and yet He put us in hell? You can't answer. So you must be able to tackle all this. These are basic things. So then you go to the third step. If you hear also not okay, how you want to talk about the subtle self, the greatness of the subtle self, the greatness of the greater self and Allah, and yet this thing, His attribute, His interaction with the creation, you cannot handle well. So if you still not okay, my advice is to go back to basic again. Relearn everything until you are completely capable of handling all the questions in the first step and the second step. You are no more jahil or ignorant. That is my advice to all who are still not sure about the third step, because you are not ready. Your first step and second step are still not stable there. So relearn back, because if you go to the third step and the second step, people ask you questions, second step, first step, you can't handle. Then why? What's the use of going to the third step? So my advice to those who still cannot understand, go back to the first step, second step, relearn everything back. You can go for Azmi, you can go for Pak Mansur, you can go for Iki, and those who are teaching this level. But you cannot follow Patrika, you cannot follow Jafar. They are different levels. Okay? But until you can solidly understood 1 and 2, then you go in. You can surrender 100%. You can also realize that you don't exist. Okay? With that, then you can only see, when you go into the third step, the only existence is the subtle self. Once you have reached the view of you're okay in the second step, to enter the third step, you don't exist. And all you see is the subtle self. I've done 12 lectures, I think, yes. And prior, maybe 10 to 11 lectures, just to make you realize that in this third level, the only existence is the subtle self. Now, in this 13th lecture, is to show you the journey after understanding that is not the features on the white screen or the film or the light. We're talking about the projector that caused the light, that caused the image, the white screen. We're talking about the projector. I've already taught you on that projector. I've taught you, I think, many lectures on that. To ensure that when you go into the third step, you know the only existence is a subtle self. We are in the low mahfuz, and the low mahfuz in the subtle self, not in the greater self. So you must really understood the first and the second step. Then you go to the third step, easier. Because otherwise, very difficult to understand. Because now the second step, we add the 12 lectures or 11 lectures before it to show you, to identify to you the subtle self behind all this facade. Now, the second tier of the third step is the environment, the journey through the third step. The next one is to remove the veil to make you completely understand and see everywhere you turn, there is the subtle self. Everything annihilated, subtle self. Wherever you turn, subtle self. That is the third. Still at the second level, walking through the journey. What to do, what to expect, what is the goal. Okay. So, I'm sorry, to tell you all this, because not many, I pray, the last time you remember I dua, that I hope all of you, many of you will reach goal, that is the realm of Sakina, the kingdom of Sakina. Okay. That is the goal that we're walking through to reach. Okay. And in the world of the Sakina, you and Allah, Shaykh Abdul Qadir Jalani, there's a place of close proximity with the divine, with Allah. Close proximity, khalwat. And that you must leave everything outside the door. Go in alone. Khalwat of close proximity with Allah. So we are both now second step, learning what to expect from the journey. But in order to go into the door of the third step, you must have complete understanding of second step, so that you can go in as a baby reborn, totally surrender to Allah. Right? Also, you must accept that we don't exist. Baby reborn means completely innocent, completely holistic, surrender, holistic, be with Allah all the time. I will explain all this, but it's the third step. Okay, so have complete understanding of first, second step. Then you can understand the third step, because these are tips. If we have first complete understanding of first, second, third stage, you can always listen to the tape, third stage, and you will know better. Okay? Because otherwise you will not understand what lecture, what Pardeka and Japa lecture, but that's the step. They can lecture because they understood. So that's my advice, to relearn, to really make yourself complete, have yourself complete understanding of the first and second stages before you can go up to the third stage. Now, let me explain to you back again. This Alam Sakina, our goal is there. Alam Sakina. That is the verse, oh soul at peace, come back to me and join the group, my group, Allah says, and enter you my paradise, or heaven, or paradise. That paradise we are talking about, the paradise of Adam and Eve. Because the real paradise, nobody seen, nobody can imagine, that has been reserved exclusively until the end of the world. It's not seen by anybody, not you cannot imagine the beauty of it. Heaven is just first heaven, second heaven, our seven heavens. That are the, we call it in Malay, langit. Langit satu word. That is heaven. So the Eden first level is the Garden of Eden. And there was Garden of Ma'wa. Then the house of the seven level, Baitul Ma'mur, house of prosperity. Okay? But heaven are not paradise. Heaven, 1 to 7. Paradise is different completely. Nobody. No, Allah said you can't even imagine it. So the one that Jesus is at second level, is heaven or langit, heaven. Jesus is still there, second level, is still alive, waiting for coming down. But definitely not in paradise. Nobody has yet seen paradise or even can imagine the beauty. So let me explain this to you, the situation of this. What we are talking about, the enter into my paradise or my enter to my heaven, is talking about the garden of paradise or garden of heaven. So you see, Adam and Eve. Allah has said, stay you there. All right? You will not feel hunger. I mean, Allah will provide for you. Okay? And you won't be affected by all the unsavory perceptions of act. And therefore, when you are in this world, in this garden of paradise, that is, I call in Malay, keadaan asal, the original situation, where you are so holistic, you did not even see that both of you are naked or we are naked. That, tells you that the mind is pure, clean, pure. That remind when my younger days, teenagers, that time, of course, not long ago. Okay, my teenagers' time. We play hide and seek with our ladies, 16, 17, 15 years old, hide together, and our mind are clean. Instant, pure. The original situation. When you enter the third step, third stage, that is the situation you must achieve. Eventually. Okay? So you see, the Adam and Eve were in heaven, Garden of Eden, and they are not induced, influenced, persuaded by Iblis and the cronies. They cannot go into the paradise, Garden of Paradise, to influence or persuade or Adam and Eve. But how they managed to do it? Because of the collaboration of the snake, the serpent, who was guiding the door of paradise, not paradise, but the garden of heaven, Eden, allowed to enter his body, and the tail was made nearer to Eve, so Satan can whisper or project the ideas to Eve, and at last Eve ate the forbidden fruit, and later Adam was also influenced by Eve to eat. But as of now, Allah guarded it properly. No more serpent to guide. And therefore, Iblis in the Quran, the Satan say, I cannot persuade or induce people who are always zikrullah, remember Allah. And Iblis will say, I can only influence those who are predestined for. So people who are in the Sakina world, they are not predestined for Satan and their cohort, because whatever outside will never influence their mind. Their mind is clean, holistic. Their mind is only for Allah. That Shaykh Abdul Qadir say, if they enter the market, they don't see the goods in the market. They only see the creator of the good. Okay. So, that is a situation. The Garden of Eden, where Adam and Eve were residing, these are the holistic condition of a person who will go to the Sakina world. The Sakina world of Adam and Eve is in their mind. Their mind is clean. Their mind is only with Allah. And they are immersed in this world. Shaykh Abdul Qadir say, enter ye into this, leave everything behind. They are immersed. Shaykh Abdul Qadir say, only one occupier, Allah. They are totally immersed with Allah. Okay. Look, I've been in this situation 78 to 1990, It's a beautiful experience. That's why I can talk to you about this, because I had experienced it. It's a beautiful world up there. And it's so serene. Your close proximity with Allah. And of course, there will be changes in it. Okay? Because you are holistic. So it is important that you understand that the goal will be, and enter ye into my garden. You say heaven, but garden garden of heaven. Enter ye into my garden. Come, irji'i, come back to me. Join my group, Jama'ah. Then enter you into my garden of paradise or heaven. And that garden of paradise or heaven is the alam sakina, or the sakina world that is shown by Adam and Eve. And it is possible for us to reach there. Okay. Now the main thing, the main instrument that has a greater impact for you, to push you to go into this alam sakina, is zikrullah. Zikrullah. Let me tell you. Zikrullah. And this confirmed by Rasulullah SAW. He said, oh companion, know what is the best ibadah, worship to Allah. They say, of course you want to. What is it, O Prophet, O Holy Prophet? And Rasul say, zikrullah is higher than you give to charity, and is higher than jihad. Higher than jihad, being martyred. That greatness, and I can confirm that, because when I got this knowledge in 78, I was capitulated, pushed into this, or straight away I was into the alam sakina, straight away. 78, 1990. It's already in there. And you know, I am not an ulama. I'm not even a pious or do a lot of religious worship or ibadah. I'm not. I'm just a simple kampung boy, and as naughty as any kampung boy. You know, prayer is just normal prayer, nothing much. But when I capitulated into this alam sakina in 78, I found that I can zikrullah to Allah all the time. It's like born able to remember Allah all the time. And that is the only ibadah, extra ibadah that I had, other than normal five prayers. You know? That is the only ibadah, remembering Allah. Later, of course, when I went to university, the National University of University in Malaysia, then I learned all the sunnah that I taught later. But when I was capitulated into the alam sakina, apart from the 5 time prayers, I had was the zikrullah. I could remember Allah all the time. That was solid, 78 to 1990. So now, with that, you heard from me. So those who already in the third step, you must try to endeavor to remember Allah all the time. You forget, you come back again, remember, you must endeavor, remember Allah all the time. You see, even the mystic, or even the other religions who have this spiritual thing, even yoga, they need to meditate. They have to clean their mind 100%. See, that is the greatness of, for us, zikrullah. For them, empty their mind. For us, with zikrullah, we empty our mind, because when we zikrullah, we cannot imagine Allah. Okay. What we do is to remember Him. He said, remember me. That is zikr. So a lot of zikrullah all the time. And you don't need to say it with your mouth. Allah, Allah, or your heart. No need. Just remember. You remember me, I remember you. So when you are going to this third level, you are walking through the journey, you must zikrullah as much as possible. Okay? When you zikrullah all the time, then there is close proximity between you and Allah. And with this close proximity, you feel calm, you feel you are fulfilled with surrendering yourself to Him. You don't want anything else but Him. You know, you cleanse by zikrullah. But in the end, He will invite you to His Sakinah world. And there you sit, continuing your zikrullah, and do all the obligatory as well as non-obligatory worship I've taught you. But once you are in there, the simplicity of this worship will be given to you. Okay? You see, I until today fast 6 days a week. At night time, do my tahajjud prayer. Live a moderate life. And much of my money I spent on dawah. And I never charge for my dawah. And all the time, zikrullah, as much as possible, until it becomes natural, neutral, natural. Okay? This is the third step. There's no two ways about it. I told you from what my experience, you have to always zikrullah. Remember Him in this third level. That's why even in your prayer, you must remember Him. Then He say, after prayer, sit down, lie down, or standing, remember. And in your daily life, busy with transaction, remember Him. You remember me, I remember you. And He said also, the Quran, when you remember me, and I remember you, and you remember me, you will come. Only by remembering me, you will become. Okay? Then He say, oh, soul who have come back to Irji. Enter you into my jama'ah, my group, and enter you into the garden of heaven, paradise. And that is the Sakinah. Okay? So, it is important during this journey, zikrullah, until you have close proximity with Allah, close proximity, and you feel comfortable with Allah. You feel so much closeness to Allah. Eventually, He call you to join His Jama'ah, the group. So do a lot of zikrullah at this level. And of course, if you can support it with all the non-obligatory worship, wake up at night, tahajjud, or non-obligatory fasting, read the Quran, give to charity, live a moderate life, attach yourself to Sharia, especially to worship, in respect of worship, Sharia, as to the different opinion of the mazhab, that put it aside, just the worship. Okay. So don't change that. And then really be fearful of Allah. Of course, that will come in this third stage. That will be the next lecture. I will open up the veil and make you become a crybaby. But now the journey is always zikrullah. Now, once you feel the holisticness or the holistic situation with you mean you have come back to the original condition, keadaan asal. That's why the keadaan asal, the original state for Adam and Eve, they don't see their nakedness. But alam sakinah, they feel calm, they feel attached to Allah, they feel. Okay. But then they fell because Satan managed to enter the paradise, the garden. But now without the serpent, they cannot enter, and so too they cannot enter alam of sakinah. It's in the Quran. So it's important to do your zikrullah, and also not to ask to be elevated. Stay there, zikrullah, until you are promoted, you are pushed to higher stage. Remember, my zikrullah in these 12 years, 78 to 1990, I never expect I have to da'wah this. Never. I'm just happy in alam sakinah. Even people think I'm a bit strange, because when you are with Allah, you don't need anything else. So even I was homeless, I stay at the mosque. Hungry, I fast. And at the mosque, they give this roti canai, in here roti prata. Every Maghrib, they give. So that I break my fast. Thursday, they give rice and fish, the curry. I stay. And I sleep wherever I'm welcome, until my Malaysian friends found out and then sent me to UK. Okay. So, all right, just depend on him. And if you don't exist, you have this embedded in your mind, then there is no question of being degraded, or being ashamed of your situation. No. So you see, even now, even you may think high level of me, but I can sit with you together, eat mee goreng you want. You can call me, eat durian. Oh, okay, all right. I don't have this entitlement situation. I don't have. No. Because we already surrender ourselves to him. Okay. So, my job at this third stage is to guide you slowly, and I dua the other time that may many of you be in the alam sakinah. Okay, so, but the main thing is don't forget your zikrullah. And once you already felt the keadaan asal or original situation or holisticness in you, maintain that. That is the paradise, Garden of Eden of Eve and Adam, that they don't see they were naked. They didn't see. That is the original thing. So even though you mix around, but you are not corrupted, stay pure. Be careful. That is the original condition. At the same time, maintain to remember Allah. Slowly, you are entering this original situation. Once you step into the third stage, and you have complete understanding of the first and second stage. When you enter the third stage, the first thing that you will experience with your zikrullah maintain the holisticness of your situation, keadaan asam. And then slowly, you are close proximity with Allah, and you found yourself in a holistic world, and that is the alam sakin. And you can stay there many, many hours, happy, not bothered about people, and people are not bothered about you, because you seemingly look strange and behave strangely. I call it eccentricity, because of your finesse, the feeling, and the sight also finesse. You can feel, you can see things differently from others, and that makes you closer to Allah. And you surrender yourself to Him. So I sat there 12 years. I don't know how long you'll be there. Each of you, Allah will guide you. Now, why the sudden, I've been looking at it, why the sudden push into the third step and bringing you all to the forward to alam sakinah? I've been looking into what the reason is. And my understanding is that the Muslim world, the Islamic world, the faith in Allah is slowly eroding. People become more educated, more outspoken, and many question the greatness of Allah. That's why we must be able to tackle all this. For the first and second step, you must be completely well educated. Many people now start losing faith in Allah, looking at the Palestine situation. Why Allah did not help the Palestinians? Why so many being killed randomly by the Israel? Even today, the UN commissioners say the Israeli armies are criminals. The army, I read. But what is Allah doing? Many infants killed, many women killed. These are not enemies. People are losing faith in Allah. Like the Jew, when they were killed, many were killed by the Gestapo. If you read the book, 2001 Years of Disbelief, all that, and many other books, they also lost faith in Allah. That many are saying, where is Allah? Why he just let us being massacred by the Gestapo? Where is He? And some of them declare Allah dead. Allah is dead, crazy. That's what they declare. And if, we are not careful, you can see, because now many of our children are educated, westernized, and they will be outspoken. Now we only hear, why am I born this way, deformed, handicapped, all that. But later on, Then the question, why we follow predestination and go to hell? That Zakir Naik cannot answer. All this will be. So therefore, I understood the urgency of it. But with that, I pray that many of you will achieve the alam sakit. And then that you will be in Allah's hand. At the end of the day, how long you'll be there, I don't know. What task you'll be given, I don't know. Probably teaching, probably not. I don't know. But once you in the alam sakina, you have to wait until you're given the task. And during the waiting, you must continue your zikrullah. You must not let go, because that's what I had experienced. Until 1990, I met Rasulullah and been given the task. Then I went down to teach. Although I cried 6 days, I do not want, but then I have to. Okay? And then you're back to the community, to the world. Hello? My family, my friend, all fine. Then, but I am not harmful. Always smile. Because you are different world. You are close proximity with Allah. So this lecture that I give you on the 13th is about Allah 13. It's more the journey. Inshallah, the 14th I'll pull out the veil that you see very clearly. Everything destroyed remain is my countenance. That is the subtle self. Everywhere you turn, there is my countenance. We are going into that level. We don't talk about second and first step, but you must have complete understanding, because if you don't have complete understanding first and second stage, they may shoot you at your foot. So we don't want that. So very important. So what is the difference with alam sakina and the keadaan asal or the original situation? Original situation or keadaan asal is your environment. Like the environment, that is the Garden of Eden. You know, holistic, your environment holistic. But alam sakina is in here, in your mind. That's why Sheikh Abdul Qadir said, go in here. This is your house or room of close proximity. Leave everything behind. So here must always zikrullah. Zikrullah is not mentioning. Zikrullah is to remember. If you are in love, you can remember your girlfriend or boyfriend all the time. Or you just got a baby, you always remember Allah too. Zik is remember, zikrullah, remember Allah. And remember, Rasulullah said, this is the highest form. Higher than jihad, higher than charity. Very hard. Therefore, it is obligatory, mandatory, the zikrullah to be in your worship, your salat. Zikrullah. After salat, sit down, lie down, standing zikrullah. In your life, the walk of life, zikrullah. You remember me, I remember you. And by remembering me, your soul will be at rest. Rest. That means your soul will be calm. Then Allah says, oh, soul who are come back to me. Join my people. My people. Orang-orang Allah, join my people. And enter you into my paradise. Oh, garden of heaven. Oh, alam sakin. The heaven or the paradise of Adam and Eve is the sakinah, not sakin. and then stay you there. How many years I can't say lah. I 12 years, but I don't know how long you stay there. But you'll be very happy lah, very contented, very close proximity with Allah. You don't need anything else. You can stay there for hours and hours. That's why you'll be a bit eccentric. Until like me, when I went to Hajj, then I was called by the two companions. Rasulullah want to see you. So I went before him, I said, there he gave me the task to teach. There we arrange the knowledge. I can teach them. Before I can, I don't have the arrangement. And he gave me the key. That is, when he said, kun, to whom? That was the key. But to himself. And with that key, I open up. And all of you enter into the Ma'rifat world. Otherwise, without that key, people will turn around and around and around. They can't see the door. They don't have the key. And some created a lot of what you call this fiction, you know, like Rabita, many more searching for the vibration, all that. But we have even this. Alhamdulillah. Now, for you already okay with the first, second step. The third step is, remember, zikrullah. Number 2, maintain the holisticness around you. Okay? Slowly it will build up. Okay? Maintain it. And thirdly, when you zikrullah, slowly you felt the close proximity. And then you found yourself with Allah, nobody else in your mind. That is, and you feel peace and so on. That is alam sakin. From what has been described to me, I think Mas Agus had point there. There's another person in Boho I know. His name is Kamal. He also has been there. You can see these people behave very quiet, very calm, and they feel happiness with Allah. So all of you now, I'm opening the door as wide as possible. And I already prayed for you the last time, remember, in English, to open the door. So I'm now leading you slowly. So what you are listening to the lecture is more of the situation, the original situation, the keadaan asal, original situation. And also to see the world of Sakinah. Okay? And inshallah, next week we will go further deeper in this. Now let's see, I stop. I want to touch here. This see, behold, it is provided for thee that thou shalt not hunger. And this also, there is this hadith. If you are so busy remembering me, Allah said, and you did not ask anything because of you so busy, you did not ask anything, I'll make sure all your needs are there for you. So don't worry about it. So not only when you are always remembering him, and of course I ask you if now that remembering is number one, if you can try to fast non-obligatory fasting. But notwithstanding, when I was in that level, I was fasting also, I remember. Yes, I was fasting because 79, I already start fasting. Yes. That's why I stay in the mosque for breakfast. He will provide for you. You don't feel hunger. And definitely you won't feel naked. He will provide for you. Trust Him. Zikrullah. Most important thing, Zikrullah. Now I remember, yes, fasting I did. I had fasting. So two things I had. Zikrullah and fasting. Because 79, I think, 79, I was challenged by this Sarawak Christian. You know? He say, why are you during Ramadan month? He say, why are you fasting during Ramadan month? I say, it make our faith more stronger. He told me, bullshit, if your faith is stronger, why can't you give up smoking? You pollute our room, because sharing room with him, you're very angry. I smoke, chain smoker, angry. So I felt, hey, if I don't accept this, I'll be ashamed to meet Allah. So I stopped until today. And when I was UK, he asked me, you stop? I stop. And then with that, the urge of fasting came. It's like a reward. You know. Since then, I've been fasting. So two things you can, zikrullah and fasting. Okay? You see slowly Monday, Thursday, Monday to Thursday, Monday to Friday, Monday to Saturday, because Sunday I give it to the community, a lot of walima to go, no? I don't want them to say I'm proud or what. So Sunday for the community. And remember, past 5 days we can't. 2 Hari Raya and 3 Hari at the day of Tashriq. And the other day, one of Jama'ah saw me eating lunch. So they were asking, hey, Ustadz, how come you eat lunch? You're supposed to fast. I say, hey, Hari Tashriq. Tashriq day. Oh, sorry. Yeah. Oh, so I cannot eat. So I went with my girlfriend, old girlfriend. We have lunch, you know. That's the day I can date my old girlfriend daytime. So try to fast. And also, zikrullah, very important. And then once you feel the keadaan asal, the holisticness, maintain that. Maintain that. Okay? And to maintain that, you must fill up in your mind the remembrance of Allah. With that, it sort of shield you from the evil of the eyes. It won't go in. Because inside there is zikrullah, the remembrance of Allah. So what you see cannot go in. That's what Iblis say. Satan say, I cannot influence those people whose mind are always with Allah. So whatever you see will not affect you. Okay? So your mind is always with Allah. And then slowly you feel the holisticness, being holistic. Maintain that. You know? Okay. So once the outside perception cannot go in, this is clean. You can feel the environment around you also clean. So anything bad, you do not want to see. Okay? Or even see, but it does not penetrate your mind. Allah protect you. That's why Allah say, there's no worry for people of Allah. You have the protection. Now we are in the third stage. We are going into this. No longer first and second step, third stage. This is our journey. See? And to keep our holisticness, make sure your mind full of Allah. So nothing you see can go in. So must practice the Quran. Okay? Then here, see? Then both of them knew that they were naked. That's where, when Adam and Eve came out, was tricked by Satan, that they go against Allah instruction. And in the Quran, Allah says, and they are kafir. And then Allah forgives them. You know? They are kafir. So they failed, they came out from the alam sakinah and their innocent gone. The stage of innocent, the keadaan asal, the holisticness gone. But that is because Iblis can enter collusion with the serpent that got the place. Now we don't have it. You don't have to worry. So in the Quran, they say, I cannot influence those people. And also in the Quran, it says that I only can influence those who are already predestined. So if you in this third stage, inshallah, you are predestined not to be disturbed by them. But walk the journey, follow the journey with your zikrullah and the non-obligatory prayer, especially the fasting. I know, I remember I did fast from 79 onward. But the first thing I got was zikrullah, 78 straight away zikrullah. Okay, then 79 fasting because I gave up on smoking because of Allah. So very important. Walk straight line. Don't be influenced by all this dirty thing, evil thing, Even you see, if your mind is full of Allah, it won't be a dirty mind. Remember that. So see here again. Know that you are in the place of the majestic and powerful King. You are entering the third stage. Then the next lecture you will understand this. You are facing the subtle one. So you are in the palace of the majestic King. Be very cautious, yes. Careful. If you are wanting to do more, then so remain there. Don't ask to be upgraded. Don't ask to have superpower. Don't all this. Don't. What you have to do is continue your zikrullah and do the obligatory and non-obligatory prayer. And all the time zikrullah in your mind. That's very important. So you are near the king, always remember he can see what in your mind. Okay? You are forewarned to remain where you are and not to transgress. That means don't ask for upgrading or this. Don't. Until you're upgraded by Allah. I waited 12 years, but that was the happiest time of my life, 12 years. So not to worry, okay? Hence, it's better to be patient and accept your situation. You should be happy you upgraded to the third stage. That is already good because the third stage is where the journey to Alam Sakinah. Second stage and first stage, no. Third stage. So, be happy with your situation. Do not try to ask for anything, I remember one guy, I won't mention him, but not in our Jama'ah. He sort of sure of himself. So he went to Umrah many times. And what his dua, he told me, oh Allah, you give Moses this. You give Jesus this. You give Muhammad this. What about me? What about me? What you're going to give me? Man, that is crazy. Why he's asking? Because he's doing every week. He's doing this, reading the Dibai, the history of Rasulullah. Right? So he won his reward. Every time you pray, you give the Prophet this. What about me? Never. What you must do now, zikrullah in your mind. No need to Allah, no need. Just remember him. Continuously remember him. And you can fast the non-obligatory fast. But you can, I already taught you salat prayer at night, read the Quran, you can. But I know for myself too, Zikrullah and fasting. Fasting was later, 79. Zikrullah, 78. Then don't ask. I never ask because I don't know what will be, I'm suddenly selected, put into Alam Sakinah. I feel so grateful. I feel so holistic. I feel so happy to be close proximity with Allah. I don't think anything else. And then suddenly, 1990, then I was told to teach. I didn't know I was going to teach. So be there. And it's a beautiful part of your life in the Alam Sakinah. And when you go down, I cry 6 days because you're coming back to the community. Like Hidir, he's a loner. He's happy. Go Kafi, they are happy. Because they're close proximity with Allah. So once you reach this, don't ask or anything else. Be there, remembering Him, do your worship, obligatory and non-obligatory, and remain totally immersed with Allah. Remember Him. Okay? Until He say, come, join, or soul who are at peace, come, join my group, my people. Enter you into my paradise, that is Alam Sakinah. Of course, the interpretation of paradise, these are older interpretation, these are the Sharia interpretation, but we know the paradise of Adam and Eve is the Alam Sakinah. And that is the Garden of Eden, it's not paradise. Paradise, nobody can even imagine the beauty of it. Not only look at it, cannot imagine. So if it's not yet created, okay, so don't worry about that. The Alam Sakinah of Adam and Eve, that is the paradise for them, Garden of Paradise. So be there. So now you are walking the walk, And when you're walking the walk, you must accompany this with the remembrance of Allah. Okay? Remembrance of Allah. Don't ask for anything. I never ask for anything. But the other was given a task to teach, and I'm happy with that. If you ask me again, Ustadz, do you prefer this or go back to Alam Sakinah? I mean, with due respect, I love you all, but I think I want to go back to Alam Sakinah. Stay there. No problem. Nobody bothers me, I'm like, Hidir, relax. You find it a beautiful place. Otherwise, how can Hidir alone all the time? Does he not feel boring? All his lineage died already, Father, mother, children, all died. He's alone, still alive. Because of the Alam Sakinah. So don't ask for to better your situation. Accept your situation. Continue remembering Him. Be happy with what you have and be God here. And not let your sight be astray. So keep your sight check. Like don't let the outside corrupt the inside. Okay? In order to stop the outside corrupt the inside might have zikrullah. Zikrullah all the time. Okay? Virtue lies in accepting one's current situation and being contented. You should be happy you are in the third stage now. You should be happy that I'm showing you how to walk with zikrullah and the non-obligatory and non-obligatory worship you carry. For me, that time was, remember, fasting and zikrullah. Zikrullah first, then fasting. Zikrullah I got zikrullah 78, fast 17. That very much. And when I went to UIA, University Islam Antarabangsa or International Islamic University Malaysia, then I learned about the non-obligatory prayer, night time must worship, all that, and many more. So, as at the beginning, remember, the is very important. Now you are in the third stage. You must train yourself to remember Him continuously. Train, endeavor, as the Malay saying say, ala bisa tegal biasa. No? It's tough, but later it become normal. Okay? Do not ask for change of your present situation. You already in the third stage. What more you want? You are no more jahil because you have completed the first and the second step. You are no more jahil. No, you are no more ignorant. If people push you question about Allah, question Allah Almighty, His divinity, you can always defend Allah because you have gone through the first and the second step. You are no longer ignorant. These people who ask, question Allah. These are ignorant people, and Allah asks you to teach them, not to kill them. Teach them by talking to them, advise them, and all that discussion or not. But you are in the third step. Third step is you're walking. Your goal is the alam sakinah, to be with Allah, close proximity with Allah. Okay? So do not ask for change of your present situation, whether for better or lesser. Do not ask it to be permanent or transient. Of course, at my time, I don't know whether this situation permanent or transient. Until in 1990, I was asked to teach. Then I know I've been there for 12 years. But when I was in there, I don't know what is outcome, how long, I don't know. But I felt very comfortable. Close proximity with Allah. Return unto thy Lord, content is good pleasure. Enter then together with my other true servant. Enter thou my garden. The irji'i. I think there's it should be but those soul at peace, they say. Okay. Return to thy Lord. So you already in this third stage, Zikrullah, because with Zikrullah, then you'll be at peace, calmness, what they call it, mutma'inna, soul of peace, mutma'in. So we are going into that path. Continue Zikrullah, continue, try, endeavor all the time, right, until you reach that calmness. And Allah said, by remembering me, you will become. He repeated, Allah, by remembering me, you become. And they hear, oh, soul at peace, irji, return unto thy Lord. Content in his good pleasure. Enter then together with my other true servant. Yeah. The people in the Sakinah. And enter thou my, I see garden. He never say paradise, but some, the Quran say paradise. But he say, enter thou my garden. And that is the garden of Sakinah, Adam and Eve. See, this, now today I'm talking to you of the journey. The next lecture will be lifting the veil, the journey to let you know what is the goal in front. So you don't be blind, okay? Then Allah sent down His Sakinah, calmness and tranquility upon His messenger and upon the believers, and made the world of piety binding on them, the Zikrullah. Zikrullah become binding. I mean, our soul can remember Allah most of the time, binding, and make the word of piety mean the Zikrullah being compounded on us all the time. Okay? Once you are the Sakinah. Satan said, by your glory, I will certainly mislead them all, except, you see, thy servant among them, sincere and purified by thy grace. So really must be, when you enter the Sakinah world, they cannot. Because we are already being purified by Allah. Okay? By His grace, once we enter the Alam Sakinah. Okay? It is Allah who created you in a state of weakness. This is where you must surrender to Him. Okay? That's why I will say, Inna lillahi wa inna ilaihi raji'un. So balik back to Him. And even Jesus said, If they give you a blow on one side, offer when the other side to be blow also. Jesus, we totally surrender. Render not evil for evil. And that's why when you back to this original condition, the stage of innocence, like a child, you will never render evil for evil. Okay, but as a child, baby born, if people are nice to the baby, baby is reciprocated, even though if that person before have been wicked, but baby they don't keep in their heart about this. And so you have to render evil, not evil for evil, because that is worse animal. Render good for evil, like a baby. And pray God for them that hate you. That means you cannot, but this is the true fact. Once you in the Alam Sakina, you never hate people. You don't even have vengeance. I've been outcast by my family after I got this knowledge because I was strict. They outcast me, so I was homeless. And whatever ceremony, birthday, whatever, they never called me. And now, year 2024, slowly one by one come back to me. See? But I will never, I don't harp on what they had done to previously. And all the evils, plan, evils, words, no, they throw at me, or I never bothered. But I welcomed them with open arms. And one by one came back. And I had already 2 family gatherings with them. But I don't mention all those things. That is not important. Render good for evil and pray for them that hate you. Fire is not extinguished as fire, but rather with water. Even so, unto you that ye shall not become evil with evil, but rather with good. So I offer even to them to sponsor the Umrah. Unfortunately, they do not want. I offer them also to go to Perth. Also, they do not want because they are working. Semarang also. But for me, you want any time. I don't keep revenge. I don't evil for evil. But we have family gathering, and I paid for them. Alhamdulillah. And when we meet, I don't talk the previous thing. Not important. So this is what Jesus said. So, but once you in this Alam Sakina, there is no hatred. How to? No hatred. You see? And I never stop, even you want to leave me, you don't want to follow my group, it's all right. Because this is Allah, belongs to Allah, not to me. So, once you Alam Sakina, you behave that way, and there's no 2 ways about it. Or you have attained to faith, surrender yourself wholly to God, and follow not Satan's footsteps, for verily is your open hope. And we are the dangerous people. Why I say the dangerous people? Because we are the one who wholeheartedly surrender to Allah. You do us harm, we will not retaliate. We will go back to Allah. Oh Allah, I have done this so much to me. I return it to you. What will be, will be. You leave it to Allah. That is not good for them. Because if Allah were to take action on our behalf, they will complete God. But you don't do it yourself. You leave it to Allah. If Allah chooses to forgive them, so be it. Remember Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, when he was injured in one of the battle, I can't remember the name, that one sahabat have to use his teeth to pull something stuck on his, I think, face or something. until the tooth of the Sabbath loosened. And Rasulullah said, what benefit, oh Quraysh, you get from harming the Prophet sent to you? What benefit do you get? Then Jibril come, oh Rasulullah, Allah said, this Quraysh, is it belong to you or belong to Allah? And Rasulullah said, oh, belong to Allah. Then it's Allah forgive them, not you. So, surrender to Allah, whatever, like baby, they don't retaliate. So surrender to Allah, that's very important. Do not depend solely on yourself for your needs. This one, as you go higher up, you realize, that in the end, Allah will give you your sustenance that you never thought of. That's why in the surah Allah says, oh, those who have faith in me, I shall lead you out from your problems, and I shall give you your sustenance from areas that are known. This is, they call it 1,000 dirham supplication. 1,000. So you don't worry. Depend on Allah wholly. Because in your mother wombs, in our mother womb, He took care of us. Okay? Do not attempt to protect or save yourself. Surrender totally to Allah, as He was the one who looked after you and protect you while you were yet to be born and even after. You see, babies, I told you we shall be like baby. Do not retaliate. If you hurt us, we cry, but then we go back to Allah. No retaliation. He was the one who took care of you while you were in your mother's womb before you were born. And He was the one who took care of you while you were infant. I had even friends who recommended friends to me, and the friends say, hey, he doesn't look even like a lawyer. And then there are people say, he doesn't look even like a Ustadz. Okay with me. No problem. I am what I am. He's the one who took care of you while you were in your mother's womb before you were born, and He was the one who took care of you while you were infant. That's why. That's why when my family outcast, they say I cannot survive because my father was rejected. They say when your father rejected you and the whole family combined with my father, they say I'm born loser. I will suffer some calamity, whatnot. But no. At the end of the day, you see, I'm survived. And they are coming back too. But you have to go back to Allah. And there must be no revenge, nothing. Back to Allah. Then Rasulullah, I'm commanded to be first of those surrendered. Say, I've surrendered myself to God, and so those who would surrender. Islam is absolute submission to the will of Allah. They're like a baby born. Solid. And surely we shall try you with something of fear, hunger, loss of wealth, life, and crop, but give glad tidings to the steadfast, who say when calamity affected them, they say, Inna lillahi wa inna ilaihi raji'un. They are the one who will receive Allah's blessing and mercy, and they who are rightly guarded. That's it. You can feel the total difference when you surrender, because I remember when I was hospital, my leg was swollen and a lot of pus inside. They have to operate 5 times to get rid of the pus and everything. So the doctor was saying there's no guarantee that I will have my right leg amputated if the pus reach my kneecap. So my wife was crying. I told you, don't cry. If Allah of the view that I'm better to live with one leg, I'm okay with it. So be it, he knows best. But if he's a view that I should have both legs, it's okay. And I was completely happy, calm, I'm not worried. And the surgeon in charge of that came, a Singh guy, a modern one, who used turban. He say, Uncle, every time I see you, I'm happy. I don't know why. No, huh? Every time I see you, I'm happy. That's why I like to see you. Because the aura, our aura, when completely surrendered to Allah, we have nothing to worry. So I think he's affected by it. Our aura of calmness. Truly, once you surrender to Allah and trust His decision, He's Almighty, all-knowing, trust His decision. It's like you coming out of your cocoon, you become a different person. Then you learn what's the meaning of, oh Muhammad. Now, be you the first to surrender. You are coming out of your cocoon and you find the world, a different world at all. World that, of close proximity with Allah. That's why Reda, the Prophet say, you cannot go to paradise just with your worship, but when Allah accept you, Reda. So in order to be accepted, we must accept Allah. Okay? Must accept that it's all knowing, so all the decision on you by Allah is the best or are the best solutions. Okay? And that's why when everything happened, we say, Inna lillahi wa inna ilaihi raji'un. We got the blessing and mercy from Allah. And then we are rightly guarded. If you experience this, then you will know. Whoever surrender himself to Allah and live righteously, grabs the most trusty handle. That means if you hold to Allah, that is a very trustworthy holding, The ultimate decision of all matter rests with Allah. Trust Him is our God, the one that we worship. Trust Him is most intelligent now. I can't say most, but He knows everything. Trust Him. When you have trust somebody, and especially Allah, your life will be different. People hurt you also, no problem. You trust Allah. Say my prayer in your worship. Inna salati wa nusuki wa mahyaya wa mamati lillahi rabbil alamin. In our prayer. And you see, even Jacob, when he lost Joseph, he cried until he is blind here. Yet, he said, I only complain on my distraction and wish to Allah. Go back to Allah. If you feel you need help, you feel like I did went back to Allah. I think maybe many years back. I prayed to Him to release me from my debt. That time I got a lot of debt, especially from credit cards, I prayed and then Alhamdulillah one day I'm cleared. And until today, Alhamdulillah, I don't have any debt that very disturbing to me. Alhamdulillah, He released. And I can help other people, inshallah. To go back to Him is the most knowing. Allah is, bountiful, back to Him. But with going into this third stage, it's easier. Okay. I see this Jacob was sad about Joseph, that his eyes become white with sorrow, become blinded, with grief. Prophet Job also, Ayub Job. All his crop and animal destroyed by the typhoon and storm. Members of his family destroyed by the earthquake. Therefore, two of his spouses wanted a divorce, and he gave it to them, leaving him with only one spouse left. Soon after, he suffered terrible illnesses. But he kept on holding to Allah. And remember Job, when he cried to his Lord, truly distress has seized me, he went back to Allah. Don't need revenge, don't need to curse, don't need, go back to Allah. Ask him for to be released. But thou art the most merciful of those that are merciful. Go back. If you have any problem, go back to him. You already thought of NST. You know how to do it. NST, go back to NST. So Allah talked about Ayub, Job. We found him patient in adversity. And you can only be patient if you surrender to him, go back to him, then you can be patient because he's most knowing, and you can trust Allah 100%. An excellent servant. He too always turn to God, return to God. But for those who are on God's side, there's no fear. That's it, I told you. Even I remember the surgeon came and say, Uncle, every time I see you, I'm happy, because we are happy. We trust Allah. They shall, nor shall they grieve. They shall have the home of peace with their Lord, and He will take care of them as reward. But remember, you are already in the third stage. You are on the journey, the way. Remember to remember Allah, zikrullah, try continuously. And if possible, do your prayers, not only the obligatory, the non-obligatory, at night. Then if you can fast, all that non-obligatory, do back up. But hold to Him, no matter what, hold to Him. They shall have the home of peace with their Lord, and you will get peace. And He will take care of them. Take care of them as a reward for their deeds. Then you see here, well pleased is God with them. That means you reda to Allah, and Allah reda to you. Okay? And this is the triumph supreme. Acceptance from Allah, reda from Allah, is the supreme triumph. Even though their eyes are seeing the objects and things in the market, but the mind is full of Allah or town. However, their inner eyes only see Allah, because in the mind is Allah, one occupier. So what outside cannot penetrate because it's full of Allah here. Okay? Sometimes he sees Allah in splendor, Jalal, that way you cry, where you shiver. And sometimes you feel His compassion, His Jamal, you feel wonderful. Okay? You ask them when they enter the market or say what they see. They say, see nothing, because their mind is full of Allah. Okay? But in reality, their eyes see them not, but rather the countenance of Allah. Men who neither trading nor commerce distract them from God's remembrance. Always remember that the highest ibadah, Rasulullah said, they are blind to all except, how to be blind except Allah? If your mind is occupied by Allah, solely by Allah, then nothing outside can penetrate, can corrupt the inside. So you are blind to anything except Allah. Only Allah they know. Okay? And this you can do because you are already on the third stage. Proceed. They are in communication with Allah all the time. That's why you become eccentric. You will talk to the bird, you will talk to the guy. You eccentric, Sometimes you talk to Allah. I even write a letter to Allah, When I felt that my iman is going down, I wrote to Allah. Please, whatever, don't take this knowledge from. I wrote to him. I can't find the letter there. They will always have with affection, prayers, and supplication for the good of the people therein. Yeah, that was no problem. Okay? You always think good about people, not the other way around. Then see here. Your heart desire the world, but there's only Allah. Most of the you are victim of your desire, but not them, because they only desire close proximity. You desire, who created all things unseen. Hence, they have attained the true meaning of life as well as prosperity, whereas you are damned in your worldly desire. Remember, I remind you, you are on the journey in the third step. These are all capable of you to achieve. Be steadfast. Remember zikrullah. Try to make it, permanent. Whoever is preoccupied in remembering me, yeah, and does not have time to ask, I'll make sure I furnish him his need. Allah will provide it. So you're busy remembering him. Okay. See again, the heart is a house. The heart means the spiritual heart, the mind. Is a house in which there is no room for two. And the house is to be occupied by Allah. That means your mind always remembering him. Therefore, others cannot go in. And leave everything outside the door and enter your solitude alone. Enter alone. Sini. Yeah. Yeah. Your heart is filled with Allah. Nothing else like this but Allah in your heart. You are cleansed from all except Allah. I remember Pak Deka example. In the mind, a lot of materialistic thing, house, car, that image, a lot of. But once you cleanse it, put in Allah, zikrullah, and then you see you are cleansed from all except Allah. Okay? Only remembrance of Allah entrenched in your heart, spiritual heart. Thence you will be a true servant of Allah, and not to any man, or to their view or command, or to anything else. You will be true to Allah. There remain no place and room in your heart except for your Lord. And you become the gatekeeper of your heart. You are given the sword of monotheism, tawhid, and greatness and power. Whatever you sing, whatever want to go in, which is like, no, this one is only for Allah. No. Whatever is approaching the gate, coming in there, atmosphere of your mind, you will remove it from his seat, from his shoulder. I mean, talk to. We do, no, we are not interested. Anything that will come. My eyes slept, but not my heart, the Rasulullah said. That means the mind always remember Allah. Okay? Although the eyes shut. This is where Allah says, for true believers, this day in whose heart He has inscribed faith. That means if we are in this third stage, we read the Sakinah. It is inscribed here, the remembrance of Allah. Inscribed, here. And whom He has strengthened with inspiration from Him, and He will guide you. And whom in time He will admit to the garden, that is Sakinah, through which running water flow therein to abide. Here, running water flow, it can mean that you will be later on put into paradise. Well pleased is our God with them, and they well pleased are they. So you reda with Allah, Allah reda with you. They are God parties, God people. Okay. Moses asked, "O Lord, among the dweller of paradise, who is the most lofty?" Allah said, "Those who have chosen by my hand and had implanted dignity in them. And I'm waiting for them. I've thought that which eyes have never seen," the paradise that Allah promised. Eyes that never seen, nor even heard by any ears, nor even their heart can imagine. That's the paradise that we're waiting for. So, again, I say, your zikrullah, you must continue all the time in this journey, third stage journey. You must. Okay, and that first thing you the ignorant state back. You get your ignorant state with keadaan asal. Then from there you can go into the alam sakinah. But you must zikrullah as much as possible until it becomes sort of entrenched in you. You can support by fasting one. Zikrullah very important, and Rasulullah had also said that it is Zikrullah is the highest form of worship, and trust in Allah. Suffice Allah suffice me. There's no God save him. In Him I put my trust, and it's Lord of tremendous fruit. Hang on to Allah, no matter what. Hang on to Allah. As I said before, you become the coconut husk that cannot sing. Remember, I want to say that I felt like crying also. Surely my prayer are this, I've mentioned just now. Okay, that is the end. Next week, next week is Q&A. You can ask anything you want, Okay. Then after that, I shall bring you to face with the subtle one, inshallah. And keep on leading you. Hopefully, I pray to Allah that many of you will reach the alam sakit. Amin. With that, back to Bayu.